Hello, and welcome to my very first weapon review guide for Borderlands 2. I thought I would kick things off with a very unknown and underrated weapon, which is the error message. I don't think I've really seen anyone use this before. In fact, the only guy I can think of who uses this on a regular basis is Master Yi, and honestly, I think Master Yi's onto something. This rocket launcher is actually very good. And to just go over some immediately unique features about it, it shoots harpoons, which is pretty cool. And with me, I have brought a couple of comparable rocket launchers. So, first up, we have the other Seraph rarity Torgue rocket launcher, which is the Ahab. Comparing the stats immediately, we can see that things don't look very good for the error message, and it doesn't get much better when we compare it to the purple counterpart, the Mal1-barreled Blah. But, as it turns out, looks can kind of be deceiving, because this rocket launcher has a very special effect. So if I'll just go down here to Marcus's gun range to shoot, when I shoot this cheapskate, you can see it's doing a lot more damage than what the card is saying it should be doing. And that's part of its special effect. But before I go into that, I just want to quickly cover some weapon parts on the error message. The most notable thing is it cannot spawn with a sight, which means when you try to ADS with it, you get a face full of rocket launcher, which isn't very useful when you're trying to aim, but we can make do. One nice feature about this, because it doesn't spawn with a sight, you get to move at full movement speed when ADSing. And another thing that I would recommend when trying to get your own error message, I would try to go for one that has a Malawan exhaust, which will greatly speed up its harpoon speeds, as you can see. Apart from that, the grips and exhaust are all the standard rocket launcher manufacturers, so there's nothing too notable there. And something else about the error message is it cannot spawn with any accessories, which is a bit of a bummer, but I guess that just makes it easier and simpler to acquire your own, because you don't have to worry about such things. And now to just quickly go over the actual special effect, I'm going to be using this low-level one to just more easily demonstrate it. And this low-level one does 1,607 damage. And when I shoot him in the chest, it's doing about 4.5 times damage than what the card is saying. And that's because it has a scaling damage effect. If you just barely hit the target, you can see that it does the listed card damage, but as you aim closer and closer to the target's head, you will be slowly and surely getting a 5 times damage modifier, which is very powerful. And it allows the error message to easily outclass these two rocket launchers. But that's not actually where the special effects of this rocket launcher ends, because as you can see from that damage number, it's doing about 1374 damage. If I just quickly go over to my Grenadier class mod, you can see it's now doing over 200 million damage. That's right, this special rocket launcher is actually doing grenade splash damage, which is kind of insane for Axton. So, I got an additional 51% grenade damage, and that gets further multiplied by the error message's damage multiplier as you get closer to the head, and it results in some truly amazing damage. I don't think I've ever had an easier time reaching visual damage cap than using this rocket launcher. And to just quickly fill out my skills here, I'm going to just fully maximize my damage. And over here. And I guess right here. Wait, did I? I did. So with a fully spec'd out character, I'll throw down my turret, and I will get myself my Slugga, wherever it is. There you are. So let's slug up this cheapskate, and then shoot him in the head, and voila, we have reached damage cap. I don't think I've ever had an easier time ever doing that. To be fair, this is on standard level 80 difficulty, so I'll just quickly hop over to OP10. So I've upped the difficulty up to OP10 to show the true damage potential of this. I will throw down my turret, and something else to point out, I did equip a Heart of the Ancients, which boosts my launcher damage. Shoot him in the head, that's 938 million, I think that was. That's very outstanding. But if I am done gawking, I can reach damage cap. And there we go. Damage cap achieved. Very powerful. So yeah, I think this is going to be doing a pretty good job when we get to the mobbing segment. Alright, I've arrived in the beatdown. I am going to be using the Malawan exhaust error message. This is my this is my gear, spec, and badass rank. So let's toss out my turret, and let's start killing shit. Very good, very good, excellent. They destroyed my turret, so I can throw another. Yeah, you don't really even need slag to kill things with the error message. That's just how good it is. I'm surprised more people don't use it. But yeah, jokes aside. Oh. Let's just get a second one here. There we go. So yeah, jokes aside, this weapon should never drop. This rocket launcher really is the rocket launcher that is used in the Master Gi fight. And as such, it is not at all balanced for the player to use. I thought I would just have a bit of fun for April 1st, reviewing a non-accessible weapon. And man, my aim's nearly as bad as Master Gi. There we go. Man just turned into a torso. Oh, nice. Oh, that was good. This weapon is actually just a lot of fun to use. I intended to go into this to make a joke review for April 1st, but this weapon is actually surprisingly nuanced. It's obviously grossly overtuned and not at all meant for the player to use. but I honestly think that the scaling damage effect, where depending on how close to the target's head you hit, the more damage it does, that's actually a really cool effect. And I'm honestly a bit bummed out that this isn't a rocket launcher that you can get in normal gameplay. Man, that guy just exploded. Because this effect's pretty cool. Alright, moving on to the bossing segment, and I'll just walk through the intended way through there so I can kill some loaders. Because you might be wondering, how does it fare against things that are not human and they don't have normal heads? And the answer to that is, I don't entirely know. Obviously it does great regardless, because that's a fantastic damage modifier. But I haven't quite figured out where you actually need to aim in order to cap out that 5x damage modifier when you shoot non-humans. But yeah, as you can see, even against loaders, also something I don't think I actually pointed this out. The error message, just like the Ahab, does physical splash damage, or kinetic splash damage if you want to be new and hit. That's pretty weird. There's nearly nothing in this game that does non-elemental splash damage. And the fact that it's also labeled as dealing explosive damage, but not doing that, is also weird. So yeah, even against robots, we're having little trouble. Or no trouble at all. I can actually kill you. Sweet. I wasn't expecting to be able to kill these surveyors. I'm probably not going to be able to kill them. Because shooting surveyors with a rocket is not a good idea. And kaboom. Yeah, the error message is just overall satisfying to use. And I wasn't actually paying attention to my ammo. I will have to regenerate that. That... Okay, I guess you just can't stand there when regenerating ammo. Okay, that's just weird. That should be... Yep, good enough. And I'll switch to my blockade, because Wilhelm can do damage. And that surveyor is being annoying. Don't shoot the reflector shield, you dummy. Oh, all of those missed. Something to point out is the error message can be kind of not great against bosses, because the hit detection is a little weird, because as you can see, you didn't hit him there. It tends to not hit if you aim towards enemies' feet, or at least bosses' feet. Like, if you try to shoot Tender Snowflake, it doesn't work if you shoot at his lower half, but it will work if you shoot at his head. I wonder if I'm actually going to be able to kill that power lift. I did. Those guys have some pretty good splash resistance. So yeah, it had very little issue killing Wilhelm, which is probably a good thing. That 5x damage modifier is kind of insane. miss all my shots. And yeah, overall, if I had to give this a ranking, I think I would give it a 11 raids out of 11 and put it into raid boss tier. That seems about fair. You also might be wondering how it, if it has any like special properties with Salvador and his offhand. And for my testing, it doesn't look like it. It behaves mostly like a normal rocket launcher, with nothing too special going on. Although it is a very fun rocket launcher to use on Salvador. So with that, I think that covers everything. So, thanks for watching.